Hey guys, I am back with a request to show how I put away and store our Christmas decorations in our house. Now I realize this video is up probably later than you've probably already put away your decorations, but I don't typically put away our decorations until the second or the end of the second week of January. Mainly because we're traveling. We're usually in Utah until the 6th or the 7th or the 8th, wherever that Sunday falls on in any given year. And then I need a couple of days to get back home and get back in the groove of things and, restock the fridge and stuff. And then I'll start putting away decorations. But I thought I'd share it anyway. It's just something maybe that would give you some ideas or just be interesting to see. I do use I use plastic storage bins. They're all by Sterlite. I've gotten over the years from Target mainly. I just like to use those big tubs for the decorations, and they are labeled first. All of them say Christmas on it to differentiate what season they're for, and then they say what room they're for, and it's living room, family room, kitchen, basement, upstairs, master bedroom, craft room, whatever. And then under that, there'll be, it might say what in more detail if they're for something specifically like trays and serving pieces, or like tins and food storage, sorts of specialty things there. So that's mainly how I categorize the bins. It just makes it easy. We store everything in our utility room in the basement. I did a whole big video on that in the fall, where I showed you, I overhauled the organization. I'm going to show you a little clip of how they look on the shelves, now that everything's put away, the bins I mean, and it just makes it easier because Don helps me by bringing the bins up and down the stairs. I carry some too, but he carries some as well, which is a big help, and then he knows exactly what room to put them in. I don't have to point and be like, oh well, that goes in there and that goes in there, and he can just read it. He goes, oh, this goes in the living room, I'll put it in the living room, etc. So that makes it really easy for that. And also really easy to find decorations, so I'm not searching through different bins at different times, oh, where's the thing that goes on the tree in the living room, and why is it in this bin with it, so it just makes it easier to find things. It's sort of basic organization, that's the most basic sort of categorization of things. So basically I'm going to share, I filmed while I was putting away the main level of our house. I didn't film while I was doing the upstairs or the basement, because that just would be too long and kind of redundant because I do the same things. And I kind of walk you through how I do things while I was filming it. So I'm going to show you guys that now, and then I'll catch up with you guys at the end. We started by bringing up the bins, like I said this morning, and then I went around the rooms on the main floor and just kind of arranged them where I want them to be for easy access to fill up things. I usually kind of gather items and put them on the sofa back table as well as on the kitchen table before I store them. I like to kind of wrap them up all at once and store them so for the best possible organization, if that makes sense. The best way to pack the bins is if they're all here and I know exactly what I'm working with. And the bins have some items that are usually out for decorations, but I put them away during the holidays, just to easy storage, because I know I'll be pulling the bins out to put the things away, and then I can just take the regular decorations out, if that makes sense, as well as empty boxes and things of that nature. So I've got, those are all family room bins, and I'm going to start today with the family room and the living room and the powder room. Those are my goals today, and then tomorrow I'm hoping to do the kitchen and the other areas. So I put the one kitchen bin over there, and there's some more we still have to put up. I'm going to take all the ornaments off of the tree today. It was lovely having it up, but it's time to go away till next year, so that's not terribly difficult. And then swapping out all the pillows again. The bin that I just keep the our holiday pillows in that you see on the couch here right now, I just put our normal pillows into it when I'm swapping them out before Christmas, and then swap again. It's just an easy way to store things without needing additional space. And then our mantle's the same thing. I swap out the candles for Christmas, and so I just put our usual candles in the box that I've designated for mantle decorations. So I'm going to get started and I will check back in with you guys as I'm making progress. I just spent a few minutes pulling things from the family room, specifically decorations, onto the sofa back table, like I said, so they're all close by and ready for, packing. And I also collected all of Winnie's special dog toys for the holiday season that get packed away and put them aside. Winnie Cameo, what are you trying to get out of there? I think you want this. You want this. Winnie Cameo. Winnie Cameo. Sorry. So that's all set. And now I'm going to start, I usually start with the mantle, and then I'll do the pillows, and then I'll do the tree, and then I'll put these things away. I like to layer heaviest items on the bottom of each bin and then put the lighter things layered on top of them. And I'm a big fan of reusing bubble wrap over and over again because it holds its bubbles for a long time. So I've just switched out the mantle things, as you can see, and now I'm packing this bin up. And I try not to make the bins too heavy if possible. I'd rather have more bins and have each one weigh less to avoid accidents that might incur from like dropping them or whatever, than less bins that are jam-packed and really heavy. So my first bin is packed up, ready to go, not too heavy, not too full, but a great use of space. And I made a note on it, which I do when I need to pay attention to certain things next year that I might forget, that the lights need to be checked and maybe perhaps need to be replaced on the garland. So now what I do is I take this bin and I place it by the stairs leading down to our basement, which is where I store all of these things in our utility room. And when I'm all done, I'll have all the bins stacked up by the stairs, so it's easy for Dawn and I to just kind of go up and down the stairs and put everything away all at once. I like to keep extremely fragile items and collectibles in their original boxes when possible, particularly with my snow globes and my Snoopy Lennox collection from 2004. Anything else that's fragile or could be damaged, like these nutcrackers in my little houses, they go in bubble wrap. Now I've got everything wrapped up how I want it, and on the floor it's just easier for me to work on the floor to put things in the bins. You could also like put your bin on a chair and work at the table. That's totally doable, but I'm going to start packing now. One of the main reasons I like to have all my items packaged up and sort of all together before putting them in the bins is because I don't put the exact same items in the exact same bins every time. Yes, the bins are labeled by what holiday it is and what room, but I kind of just go with it because sometimes we get new decorations, sometimes I put decorations that I used to keep in the living room, in the family room, or whatever. You know, I move things around. So in this case, I actually put a lot of the decorations that I used last year in the family room in my kitchen area. So I have a whole extra bin that I don't need to use for family room. So I'm just going to relabel this to kitchen because I have more decorative items in my kitchen this year, if that makes sense. And now I'm almost done, and I'm just sticking with the same principles: heavier things on the bottom, lighter things on the top, not too packed. And as I think I mentioned, I did a vlog on my housewife life all about our holiday movie collection. I keep it in that basket. I just pop the basket right into a bin. It's so easy to go for next year. Just pull it out. And I've got all of Winnie's Christmas toys in a baggie. And then I'm going to fill up the little animals and things that, an extra blanket that I couldn't fit in the, the bin that's for the pillows and such in this as well. So I'm almost done with the family room except for the tree. I managed to fit my second quilt into this bin so that the pillow bin isn't too full and everything fits lovely and is ready to be put the lids on and put by the stairs. And the last thing that will go in will be the runner, but I'm going to actually send it to the dry cleaners it has a few stains, to be freshened up. And then I will store it in this bin when I receive it back. I started putting like related electrical accessories like extension cords and timers and things of that nature in the bins with our Christmas decorations out in Utah, like exactly in the room, you know, with the items that they're connecting to. And I liked how that went, so I decided to do that at home too. So I just have a Ziploc baggie. These are all the electrical accessories for the tree, and I'm just going to plop them in the bin with the tree skirt. The last step of decorating my family room is to de-trim the tree, and that is a technical term. You heard it here first. And I have this ornament storage box that I got from Frontgate, five or more years ago. It was when we moved into this house, so this is, 5 years ago. I really like these. I have one for this tree and one for our other tree in our living room. And it's just a really nice bin. They're very heavy duty, they're very padded. I like the trays. I like how you can customize how big you make the compartments, like these little things slide in and out, which is really nice. And you can see there's like a lot extra, and I just store the extra ones at the bottom in case I ever change what decorations that I keep in this box. I want to change up the organization of the little inserts, but it's really keeps all of my ornaments in really great working condition, and they're beautiful too. I mean, that's always a nice addition. So I'm going to untrim the tree now, or de-trim it, as I was saying, and then I'll be done with the family room, taking down decorations. And voila! It's all done. Now, each of the 3 bins, shelves, what are we calling these? I'm not sure, are full. I don't follow a set organization. I just put them in how they fit, and I like to group them in like kind, but that's about all. You know, I don't like, they're not labeled like where each one goes, because it doesn't really matter as long as they all fit, and they do very nicely. So now I'm going to put them away, and I'm done with the family room. Now for the living room, I don't have a ton of decorations in this room, so I only have a couple of boxes, but I do have a couple of big bins that are for arranged baskets and like bigger items, like big pillow and such, and I've already started filling up one of the arranged basket bins. These I had on my stairwell, and these were in our foyer, but those are just big bins, but they're light, so I'm going to get all of the little things done now. And this also, I put our powder room decorations in here, and that's not a lot of things either, just a couple little tchotchkes and some towels. I'll have to make sure I wash the towels that are dirty, but I'm going to work on this now. So I basically collected all of the things that are going into these 2 plastic bins from around the room and from the powder room. And I've already put in my heaviest and most delicate heavy things, if that makes sense. So this bin has my 3 wise men, and I don't pack very many. I'll probably put like a lot of the powder room lightweight things in here, because those are my most fragile, delicate things. They're also quite heavy, which is why they go on the bottom of the bin, and I have my 2 candles. And then this bin has the 2 very large standing reindeer I have, that were from Pottery Barn about 5 or 6 years ago. And I just fill in around the legs of the one I put on the bottom to make it so it doesn't shift around a lot. So I've got little versions of those reindeer as well as a couple candles in there. And then I'll add in the last one and start piling the rest of the stuff. Anything liquid goes into a Ziploc baggie, and I like to roll candles in tissue, and my tissue doesn't look pristine because I reuse it over and over again until it falls apart like this, and then I recycle it. Now all the living room and powder room bins have been filled. There are a few things that I leave out for the rest of the winter that will eventually be put back into the Christmas bins, because that's when I initially get them out. And those things include that red runner. Those ornaments will go in the ornament bin when I take down the ornaments off the tree. These pillows actually store separately, but they will stay up for the rest of the winter. The bins that are holding the poinsettia plants right now, the little pots, those will stay out until the poinsettias are donesies. And whatever plug-in that I have right now, this one's still working, and my holiday soaps, I'll finish these, but I'll put away the little sleeve guy. and the plug-in later before spring starts. I have also made a note of what I need to pick up next year for Christmas, specifically in this case from Bath & Body Works, wallflower plug-in bulbs and foaming hand soap for the bathroom. My last task in this room is to de-trim the tree. So I'm going to start by taking the star off first, and then goodbye ornaments. And they are going to go into the same bin, like I mentioned, that I have for the other room's ornaments. But these I actually have stuffed with archival shredded paper that I also got at Front Gate 5 years ago. Just because these are our really special ornaments, I just wanted to make sure they're extra protected. All done and ready to get packed up. This room's done, except the tree, obviously. And I still need to find a home for those balls. I just realized they went in a different bin, so I'm not quite sure where I'm putting them yet, but, you know, it's a process. Everything looks so empty after you take Christmas decorations down. The whole house looks just, like, bigger. But here is the stack currently, how it is. And you can see it's all ready to be taken down the stairs, and it's even the big bins in the back. So that was pretty good. A couple of hours I spent, very productive. And then tomorrow I will return to work on the rest of the areas of the house, including the kitchen, breakfast nook, and the basement and the upstairs. The last decorations I have to tackle on this floor are our kitchen and breakfast nook decorations. I already brought all of the kitchen decorations out from the kitchen and put them on the top of the counter here and pulled out some of the boxes that they go in and that sort of thing. So they're all centrally located for me to put them away. And we brought up the bins. Those smaller, more shallow bins I've been using for the past year for my decorative items because they're heavy and fragile, so I just wanted to pack them more separately, if that makes sense. And then, of course, I have these big tubs to use too. And just like with the family room bins, I have some things that usually live in the kitchen, but I put away for the holidays because I had holiday versions of them, like my tea kettle in the bin. So I will unpack those things and then get to packaging everything up. As you can see, I finished, for the most part, putting away the Christmas things. The counter is pretty clean now, except for a few mugs. My plates and mugs are still in the dishwasher, and I want to wait till it's full to run it. You know, I don't like to run the dishwasher when it's only half full. So I'm going to wait to put my china away until that's over, and those mugs get packed with my china. So I have 3 bins now, 1 for trays mainly, and then 2 for kitchen things, decorations, and functional items as well. And they're nicely packed, not too heavy, even though there's a lot of heavy items I keep in my kitchen at Christmas, like special glasses and the cookie jar and heavy candles and things like that. So I tried to disperse them pretty evenly. It only took me a few moments to pull the things off the shelves and out of the cabinet onto my table. It's the same process. If you can notice a theme here, I like to kind of concentrate all the things into one place. It's just easier to organize the bins that way. So when I am putting away these like very fragile, kind of sentimental things, I will bring the bins closer to me. And this is why it's nice to work on the kitchen table, because I can just bring one bin up at a time and get cracking. So that's what I'm going to do. I have some of the original boxes for my collectibles, and so I usually put those away first because then I know which ones go in the boxes and can fit the other pieces around them. I generally store my teacup collection here. I've inherited a lot from my grandma and ones I've collected over the years. So when I was swapping them out, I basically, like I do with many other things, put them in the bins that the Christmas mugs were in and put them away in the basement. They're safe and sound. And now I need to put the Christmas mugs back in the bins and put my teacups back, and it's so easy to do because they're all right here. My tea cabinet is reassembled and most of the bins have been filled. You can see they're packed pretty full, but not super tight. I have 2 empty bins and probably 1 bin's worth of things to put in, but I don't know, I guess I have some room to grow. Things don't get put away exactly the same way every time, if that makes sense. So sometimes there's things left. But I'm very pleased. I'm pretty much finished with putting away the decorations on this floor. The last things to put away are the holiday china, and I keep these in our mudroom, actually stored right here on the first level because they're very delicate, irreplaceable. They don't make this pattern anymore. Get a lot of questions about this. This is the Treasure Traditions pattern from Lennox. I believe it's the holly pattern. It doesn't say. But they don't make it anymore, so I don't want anything bad to happen to them. I store them in these big bins from the Container Store, but also additionally in china storage pouches that are, quilted and padded. And I just swap out my regular china for my holiday china whenever I usually put out the holiday china right after Thanksgiving, and then I will swap it out. So I'm going to do that now. It doesn't take too long, and I'm right here at my cabinet, so everything can go right in as I am unpacking things. And there you have it. My china is back. My normal china is back in its cabinet, and my holiday china is ready to be put away. So I'm in the storage room here, and this is the last thing I'm going to show you. If you watched my storage and utility room organization overhaul video, then you know all about this already, but this is where we store our holiday seasonal decorations, among other things. So I have the trees here and the ornaments and the big bins. They're pretty light, so I have them stacked up high, and some ornament bins and such. And then the rest of the Christmas decorations are here. And you can see I have just a few things out. I'm waiting till all the linens have been washed and ironed till I put away the towels. And I have little notes that I've written of things that I need to remember. They're all labeled, of course, for the rooms. You've already seen all of that. I have one empty bin this year, which is surprising. Sometimes things just happen like that. And one thing I started doing last year was to have one bin that I designate for miscellaneous items and new, because sometimes I'll just find decorations that didn't make their way into a bin later on, or I'll buy something new and I just won't put it into a bin yet. I just put it in the miscellaneous and new bin so I know have it separate, and then it finds a home in a bin after it's been placed for decorating during the Christmas holiday season. So that is how I actually store the bins here in the storage room. So now you've seen how I put everything away after Christmas. I like having, like I said, the bin system basically designated by room. It just makes it easier for me that way. Because like I said, sometimes where I decorate where I put certain decorations changes from year to year. So it just makes just having that basic categorization makes it so I can don't have to make new labels because it's too specific on the bin and for what it's for if it's moved to a different room or something, or a different purpose. And I do like to change things up a little bit here and there. And like I showed in the video, I do make a list while I'm storing things of things that I want to remember that I need for next year. And then this goes actually in with my Christmas wrapping decorations. My Christmas wrapping accessories are stored in a cabinet in my built-in bookcases here in the craft room, and I just literally stick this right on the shelf, and then I know exactly every year, in October, whenever I'm starting to gear up thinking about what I need to get for the holidays, I'll have that list ready to go and I can look over it. So this is basic decoration and things of that nature, and then I make a smaller list of things that I need specifically for gift wrap. I probably won't have to do a big gift wrap haul next year because I did a big one this year and I have a lot on hand, but I'll write down if I need certain kinds of tissue paper or whatever, and that'll go on a separate list, and that's mainly for when I go to the Container Store Gift Wrap Wonderland, which I did a whole video on because I love it so much. But it's pretty basic, pretty straightforward, and that's how I store and pack away all seasonal decorations in the same way. And they all go to the basement, like you saw. And I love the new organization in there. It really has made a huge difference. I'm down there doing laundry a few times a week anyway, and it's just nice to be in that space now. It's not cluttered. It doesn't make me feel anxious or anything. And it's just so easy to find things and to put things away. So that's been really, really nice thing to have completed at long last. But Again, you know, I apologize this is late, but this is actually in time with when I put things away, just based on how we travel and such. So I hope it was helpful or insightful or interesting to you guys, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, you guys. Take care. Bye.